Welcome to another Razorcast with me, Chris.
And me, Chris.
And we're going to do things a little bit more different. Hopefully a little bit more professional because we just witter on. Let's face it.
Well, we have to be professional now because we've got mugs.
We do have mugs.
We've got our own branded mugs.
So, and it does make the coffee taste a lot better.
Yeah, the coffee
or
is
tea,
spectacular.
whichever you prefer.
Always cafefe.
It's always cafefe.
It is, always.
So, let me just take a little swig from my mug.
Oh, product tested.
That's 100% better coffee.
100% better coffee, yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to improve your life and drink better coffee, then give us a shout and we'll get you a mug.
Mug.
I mean, not for free, you'll pay for it. But,
yeah.
You know.
Unless you want to win a competition maybe one day.
Ooh.
We might have a competition for a mug.
Yeah. So that is something if people show a bit of interest in the idea of having their own Razorcast mug, then yeah, we could do some little comps. That'd be good.
Be good. Anyway, as for the new format, so we're still going to start where we always start at Fresh Cuts.
Fresh Cuts, indeed.
But when we talk about what we've been listening to this week, we've actually got albums we've both listened to.
Yes.
So the idea is we're going to pick two albums from the week previous, and then we can live with it for about a week, and then talk about it. Yeah. So this week we've gone with Behemoth's "I Loved You at Your Darkest."
Yeah.
And the second one is Sylar with Seasons.
Seasons, indeed. So, and we've also, other than the ones that we've both listened to, we also bring an album each in that the other person hasn't listened to.
Yes, which is I'm looking forward to because I've got some very choice words. So anyway, and don't forget Horns Up.
Oh yeah.
Which is an absolute belter, this one.
Yeah, Stone Cold classic.
Yes, so we're going to go with Pearl Jam's debut album, 10.
10, yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Indeed.
That album's the same age as me.
Holy shitballs.
Yes.
I feel old.
Yes. Anyway, let's start off at Fresh Cuts, where we start off. Take the floor.
Well, you've probably seen it, because it's the most fucking ridiculously funny thing I've seen in a very long time.
Go on.
Have you seen the video of Shaggy 2 Dope from the Insane Clown Posse?
This is exactly my first story.
Trying to drop kick Limp Bizkit's Fred Durst off the edge of the stage.
Yeah.
It's fabulous. Anyone who hasn't seen this needs to go and watch it because it is comedy gold.
Oh, it really is. It's like watching the worst wrestling promotion ever.
Yeah. It's fucking hilarious. He does a reasonably good drop kick. That's the thing.
Well, I should hope so. He has his own wrestling company.
Oh, has he?
Yeah, they got the Juggalo, whatever it's called.
I'm not an ICP fan, so I don't take much notice. But yeah, he manages to get pretty horizontal. He's got good height on it. I was thinking, I hope he connects with this.
Yeah.
When I saw him go up, I thought this would be pretty spectacular. I mean, it probably would have killed Fred Durst, but worth it.
Yeah. Just to kill Fred Durst with a drop kick.
And then he manages to lightly brush his back with the soles of his feet before falling like 3 feet onto his face and then being bundled by 4 or 5 security guards, which is fucking amazing.
This is insane. Well, after all that, I know DJ Lethal ended up taking to Twitter about it all and being a bit of a spat with 2 Dope.
It's genius. Like, we should have more beefs like this.
We should.
But when's the last time you heard of like something like this happening? Like what? 1998?
Probably.
It's fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
I want to see more of this. I want to see Nurgle from Behemoth like run up behind Ozzy Osbourne and kneecap him. Like on stage. I want to see more of this.
I don't think that man needs to die any more than he already is on stage.
Just think how wonderful it would be if like Axl Rose just steams up behind like Angus Young and just hits him with a baseball bat and runs off. Like, let's make shows.
This is just going to turn into another celebrity death match.
That's what I want. I want celebrity deathmatch back, but real. I want real people. Yeah, that's what I want. I want that weird, bold referee dude that's in Celebrity Deathmatch to just, like, come out. He'll just randomly appear.
To be fair, there's a British ref that already looks like that.
Is there?
Steve Linsky.
Brilliant. Right, Steve, get onto this. What you need to do is you just run out in the middle of random gigs and then you scream the name, you announce some random metal person, they have to get there instantly and then run on and injure or attempt to injure a member of the band that are playing.
So, do you want to take this into an even more of a wrestling turn? Ooh.
Ooh, yeah.
So, the even more wrestling turn is... So, obviously, DJ Lethal is had this spat for the last few days with Mr.
Shaggy Two Dope.
Shaggy Two Dope. And they have both decided to call a truce now.
Oh, thank God.
Thanks to the Iron Sheik.
What?
Yeah.
The wrestler?
Yeah. Have you ever followed the Iron Sheik?
WWF wrestler?
Yeah. Have you ever followed the Iron Sheik on Twitter?
No.
Then you are missing out on absolute comedy gold.
Yeah?
He goes around just calling everybody fucking jabronis.
Is he The Rock? Does he think he's The Rock?
No.
Is that what's happened?
But he's come out on Twitter and went, "The Shaggy Two Dope, you are a good man, but your dropkick is fucking drizzling shits, even worse than Brian Blair. Also, DJ Lethal is my brother. I don't like to see my brothers fight Bubba."
Lovely.
And apparently that was enough to cause DJ Lethal to...
It would be enough to cause any dispute to end, wouldn't it?
It would absolutely, wonderfully.
Yeah, absolutely.
But anyway.
Yeah, so the Iron Sheik, man,
honestly,
man of many talents.
Follow that guy on Twitter.
Yeah.
He's just...
He sounds like a Denzel Washington level kind of negotiator.
He is.
Yeah, or is it Samuel Jackson that's in that film? They're
Which
probably
film?
both been...
Which film?
I don't know. Something about a negotiator.
Then it's probably one or the other.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go to the
Sounds
next.
like I'm making a racist comment there, doesn't it? That I can't distinguish between Samuel L. Jackson and Denzel Washington. But I definitely know the difference. So, they're very different. One says motherfucker all the time. And I love it for it as well.
Should we go from one motherfucker to another motherfucker?
Yes, please.
Donald Trump.
Okay.
He's actually done something okay for a change.
I don't believe you.
Well, he's signed a new agreement to, for the new Music Modernisation Act.
Okay.
So to help sort of people monetarily. That's it.
Yeah, so they can actually feed themselves and tour and...
Yeah, and do all that jazz.
That's awesome.
And he's actually come out... but the two people who have come out next to him are his pro-Donald Trump supporters. Kanye West and Kid Rock.
I've got the Kanye West thing on my news. What a fuck trumpet that man is.
He's... Honestly, I can't stand the guy, but... I can understand he wants to put money on the table, but, you know, he's going out with Kim Kardashian, who's getting money in left, right and centre for doing sweet fuck all.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, okay, fair play to... I mean, clearly this was not one of Trump's ideas, because...
No, it wasn't. I think it was done anonymously. It went through the...
Well, it'd just be a policymaker in Washington said, wow, this might be a good idea, and he's gone, yeah, let's make America great again. Yeah, exactly what it was. And saying that, like, the piece of news I was going to talk about was actually following on from that very meeting. Obviously, Kanye West went to the White House, met Donald Trump, gave some rambling, incoherent speech where on cameras, talking about everything from how Chicago needs support and help and stuff like that. People of Chicago need that. To what cars are the flyest. Complete bollocks. And fair play to him. But the old flame-haired fuck that we often talk about, Axl Rose,
oh God,
has come out and like publicly sort of condemned him. He sort of said, "This is a fucking joke. This meeting is a joke. It's a publicity stunt. It is Kanye West's attempt at attention seeking. What he said will make no difference at all." And actually, Axl Rose said all that it will do is distract people from real issues that are going on in the country because they've got this weird little piece of news that they can talk about. Yeah. Which is exactly what Donald Trump would have wanted it to do. Cause
of course. Distract from one thing so he can do something else.
Yeah. Ferret-headed fuck nugget.
Exactly. Yeah. Couldn't say any fairer than that.
No, absolutely not. Have you got anything else that you would like to talk about?
Just got one other.
Okay.
So Shavo from System.
Yeah.
He's come out and said that he's considering on hiring a band psychiatrist. Just like Some Kind of Monster, the documentary with Metallica.
Why?
Because he wants everybody to get on board and do this new album.
He's desperate, isn't he?
He is.
He's real.
But fair play to him.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to hear a new System.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, no, if they clearly don't want to do it, so just don't do it. Say, we're done. Thanks very much. Fuck off.
No. I really want them to get on board, because I think there is still a lot more there for that band to give.
Disagree. I don't think they'll produce anything of any particular substance. I think Darren and Serge just seem very different, in very different camps. I don't know, it might, if they manage to get into a room, that tension might create brilliance. Like, I mean, there's plenty of bands over the years that have
done that.
Yeah, I mean, Fleetwood Mac.
Like, oh, God, yeah.
The main one, like Rumours, is an album of people singing about breakups with the person they're singing with.
Yeah.
Going, you're a fucking idiot and I really don't like you, while he's playing guitar next to her. Like, oh, awkward. But, yeah, and that's genius, that album, so, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe.
No, I agree. Anyway.
I've got one last piece of news.
Go on then.
It's good news to finish off with.
Go on then.
3 Doors Down.
3 Doors Down. 3 Doors Down. Is a neighbour. Is your neighbour.
Yeah, is Betty. And, she told me that the guitarist from the band 3 Doors Down has been sentenced to 10 years in prison for a gun possession charge.
What?
Yeah.
What kind of firearms was he keeping? Bazookas?
I don't know. I didn't.
Grenade launchers.
I thought that's a nice little piece of news to end on, because it means that we can basically guarantee that 3 Doors Down aren't going to make any music for at least 10 years. And I thought that was worth celebrating.
Then there's raise our mugs.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. Well, I think that's about it for me for the news.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know why I had to say yeah 3 times there.
Yeah.
All right. Weren't they? The yeahs.
Yeah, it's very good then. Anyway, let's stop whittling on and go to our music we've been listening to this week.
Yes, indeed. What do you want to start with? Sylar or Behemoth?
Should we go with Behemoth?
Yes, we shall.
Go on then. You can start this one.
So, level with you to start with. So, when I heard that they were making a new album, I thought, fucking hell, they've got an uphill struggle.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
It's all good.
Following The Satanist is no easy task.
This is exactly it.
I mean, The Satanist is a modern classic.
And it is, like, hands down.
Yeah, it is one of the finest extreme metal records ever made. It's fucking flawless. And I thought, when I heard God equals dog, I think partly because of the title of the song and partly after listening to it, I was like, oh, meh. Yeah. I quite liked it, but I wasn't like jumping for joy over it. I thought, okay, it's reasonable. Yeah.
And this is exactly where it leads me.
Really?
I'm just underwhelmed by the whole album.
No way!
Yeah. Like, to be honest, it hasn't got nowhere near the production value that the last one had.
Oh, I disagree.
Really?
Yeah, I
really?
do. I think production-wise, this is bigger. It's cleaner.
Really?
Like, yeah. I don't think it's as good as The Satanist. I'm going to put that out there.
Oh no, exactly. When you I think that's my downfall. I was comparing this to The Satanist. Because for me, The Satanist is an absolute mammoth record.
Yeah. The thing is, you're not going to be able to not compare this to The Satanist because
it's a follow-up.
It's their follow-up to The Satanist. It's the same as
The Blackening.
It's exactly the same as The Blackening. It's exactly the album I was going to talk about.
Yeah.
Going into Locust, they were on a hide into nothing. Like, following that album, an album of that
magnitude.
Brilliant word. Thank you.
That's okay.
It's like you plucked it from my brain. Yeah, you're on a hide into nothing. It's an impossible task to try and recreate that. Which is why I don't think they did. I don't think they intended to recreate The Satanist. I think it makes it
if they can put their hands up and say, that wasn't the intention, fair play. Then
yeah. It doesn't sound like it is. It definitely doesn't sound to me like
that's what I'm saying.
Because
for me, like, the only way I could hear this album was comparing it to like great black metal albums of the past, like Emperor and stuff like that. And that's where I thought it fell for me. And it was like a homage to those previous albums.
I think there's a shit ton of... I mean, in my notes, I put that this is probably the most straight-up metal album they've ever done. I don't think... they're undoubtedly still an extreme metal band, and they've definitely got foot still in the black metal and death metal camps.
Yeah.
But this, in a lot of ways, sounds like a much more straight down the line metal record to me.
Oh, big time.
This album's got much more... I think it's got much more in sort of kin with The Blackening and things like that. Those big, sprawling, kind of heavy metal records than it has with something like Emperor.
Yeah.
Particularly the production. The production on this is crisp, it's clean, it's fucking ginormous. It doesn't sound like it's been recorded in a bin.
To be fair, is what black metal I'm going to have to start listening to it through something completely different than my headphones.
Ah, you think it's that?
I don't know, because for me, I thought it just sounded quite shabby in some ways. Like I thought it, in my ears, it just sort of sounded, the production wasn't there. It was very sort of, I don't know, ropey.
Really?
Yeah.
Fucking hell, I really fucking love this. Yeah. Really, really love this.
This is where I thought we'd differ.
Yeah, I fucking love this album. I think it's great. I think it's fantastic. Genuinely, I think it's fantastic.
That's fair.
I love the fact that they've gone almost... I don't want to use the word mainstream because that sounds mental when you're talking about an album that is as demonic and horrible and nasty as this. But they have lent more on those grandiose kind of stadium-filling elements that they had on The Satanist. When the fucking horns and stuff come in, it is fantastic. This is probably the only album I've ever heard where I liked a kids' choir. There's a children's choir.
Yeah, that's right.
In in one of the songs, and when they. It's so fucking demonic and evil to then have a kids' choir saying, Jesus Christ, I don't forgive you. It's like...
Yeah, get in there.
Fuck you, Christians!
Saying that, we had that this week, didn't we, on the Instagram?
We did, yeah. I wonder whether or not they'll like this review. I think it's really good when they go into those really kind of big... I think the song Bartzabel is probably my favourite record.
To be fair, I think I'm on level with you on that one. Out of all of them, that was the best sounding one.
Yeah, I looked up Bartzabel was a demon who can raise storms, which is metal as fuck, innit?
That is metal as fuck.
Yeah, but I love the fact that it's really dark and brooding and kind of like creepy. You know how like Oh Father, Oh Satan, Oh Son has that kind of that big build, and that rumbly bass that just sort of thuds along and it just makes it sound like a horror movie, and it sounds like... I mean, the fact
makes it sound like Nicolas Cage's new film.
Yeah. The fact that this is about a demon that can raise storms, that whole song sounds like a brewing storm. It sounds like a tempest just starting and brewing and spinning and just getting in more and more like thingy. I fucking love it.
Yeah.
I fucking love it. I noticed, I don't know if you found this, but there are parts on this album where until the vocals kick in, you wouldn't know that this is an extreme metal band.
No, you wouldn't.
There's the song Sabbath Mater.
Sabbath Mater, yeah.
There's a guitar solo in that sounds straight out of like a classic metal record, like a fucking AC/DC, like big rock and roll metal record. There's a lot of rock and roll in this.
Very undertoned, yeah.
Yeah,
when you look at it that way,
it's still through the prism of a fucking black metal band.
Oh god, yeah.
But there's a shit ton of like Guitar Hero worship on this.
Yeah, no, I think I can agree on that. You know, even though it was, for me, sounds a bit ropey, there are the undertones of great rock and roll elements to it. I mean, I don't know if that's just Nurgle's way of dealing with the voice these days, but
maybe
that's what he's taken from his experience on being a judge.
Being a judge.
He was a judge on the Voice in Poland.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Oh, amazing. That sounds good. I'm really shocked. I fucking love this album. I really, really like it. Yeah.
I think
this is more instantaneous than The Satanist.
Yeah.
I think The Satanist took me a little while to get into, whereas this, I was like, first listen, I was like, oh, I like this.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying it's as good, but I'm just saying I think it's more instantaneous.
Yeah, it's straight up more girthy.
Yeah, I genuinely, I'm not baffled, but because like we've all got different ears, but I think this is going to make them fucking massive.
You reckon?
Yeah, I think genuinely by the end of this, I think they kept. To be
fair, I think off the back of The Satanist, it was going to be massive anyway.
They got to a size after The Satanist where I was like, no extreme metal band has ever got that big. I think this is going to see them get bigger. Because
do you reckon
I think
this could secure them a, say, festival headline spot at somewhere like Bloodstock?
Yes, 100%. If they're not headlining Bloodstock next year, I will eat my own testicles.
You heard it here first.
I think this is going to make a massive. I wouldn't be surprised if they're playing Brixton Academy on this album.
No, I wouldn't be either. I think, very easily. Very easily, Brixton Academy.
Yeah, I fucking love this.
Yeah.
I really love this. I've listened. I'm going to go and listen to it in a minute once we're done, I think.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's Behemoth. I loved you at your darkest.
It was. Right, second album we've both been listening to is Sylar with Seasons.
Seasons. I'll let you start.
I love it.
Yeah?
Yeah, like, generally, I thought, first listen, I thought very throwback to Linkin Park. Very sort of, there's no element that grabbed me to begin with. After 2 or 3 more listens, I started getting more and more into this, and easily, it's become something that I've been singing along to all week.
Is it?
Yeah,
cool,
big time.
Do you know much about this band? Because I've never really heard of them.
Do you know what? No, not really. I came across it. Do
you know where they're from, or?
I know a friend of mine who does know. They're called Google. Google. Let's be unprofessional and just have a quick search.
Have a quick googs. Give it a googs, mate.
Let's have a little bit of googs. Right, so they're from New York City.
Okay.
American rock band from the post-hardcore scene.
Yeah.
There's no post-hardcore to this, I don't think.
There is nothing about this that is post-hardcore. There's nothing about this that is hardcore.
To be honest, no, you're correct in that sort of sense.
This is a new metal record.
Straight up.
And I hate it.
Really?
I fucking despise this album. This
is exactly what made me laugh, because I thought...
Honestly, I have struggled to get through this album.
Really?
I've had to listen to it, and the first time I listened to it, it took me 3 attempts to get all the way through it.
So, on the way down here, like, the best category I could think of this is straight up wrestle metal.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I wish people would stop trying to be Linkin Park. Linkin Park don't like Linkin Park anymore.
This is an album which is, I'd say it was...
Shit.
No, I generally love it. It's not going to be in my top 20, but I really like it.
Yeah.
But for me, this is an album that's aimed at more people that are into, like, Linkin Park, Issues, Slaves, maybe...
Five Finger Death Punch.
Yeah.
Disney metal.
It's not Disney metal, though.
No, this is less Disney than Five Finger Death Punch, I'll give you that. But I really dislike it, like, intensely dislike it. Yeah. It's the first time I've listened to an album in ages and gone, oh, this is making me angry.
This is an album that is stuck early to mid-2000s.
Yeah, the rapping in it is, I personally think it's fucking dreadful.
Okay, and Mike Shinoda's rapping
Mike Shinoda is terrible. Yeah, that's what I mean. I think people like the 100 and Hacktivist and
but they're doing
bands
something
like that. I think they've showed people how you do rapping in metal.
Oh, big time!
If you want to rap in metal songs, get a fucking rapper.
Yeah,
like get someone who actually knows how to rap.
Yeah,
because they will find clever phrases and they will
easily.
They will voice things and they will turn phrases that are interesting. Not it's nursery rhyme metal. It's fucking annoying me. And the syrupy sweet stuff on the vocals. Oh, it makes me want to punch myself in the dick.
Go punch yourself in the dick.
It really angers me, this album.
No, I really like this. Like, you know, I'm into my metal and stuff, but I do like this. So
I didn't. I thought I put when I was writing about it, I put Ready Breck because that's how it made me feel. It's bland.
just Ready Breck.
Yeah, that to people that don't live in the UK and don't know what Ready Breck is, that's basically oatmeal.
Sorry, my professional is
That's quite
my phone. Right. Sorry.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sorry about if that sounds slightly disjointed. We had to pause it a little bit to. Basically, my housemate came back and I wanted to get a little view of what his day's been like, which is always entertaining.
Inside John's world.
Inside John's world, yeah.
It's a fabulous segment.
It's a conversation that cannot be recorded for libelous reasons.
Oh, man.
Right.
Should we go over to our albums?
Yeah, let's get back to some albums.
Right. So I've listened to one this week from a band called Author and Punisher.
Okay.
And what a fucking load of dog shit that is.
Oh dear.
It's honestly, it's just white noise.
What is it?
It's
what are they? Who are they?
It's a one-man band from San Diego.
Is it like a proper one-man band? So he's got like a drum on his back and a harmonica?
Like if I was to show you a picture of the band or what he does, he's just basically a man with many synths and keyboards and stuff around him.
Okay.
It looks quite industrial as fuck, and it's awesome. But he's just... Yeah. He's on to, I think, is his second or... actually, it might even be more than that. I don't understand it. Like, if you do industrial sounding music, do it good. Don't just do noise.
So is this like industrial and like Ministry or like 9 Inch Nails? Is this like?
It's just let's stick a computer on static.
Okay.
And
I mean, is this not like? Is this synthwave? Is this more like Ghost and?
No, far from Ghost. It is like if you take the nitty gritty of 9 Inch Nails. Geez, I'm trying to think of other ones you can put in. It's really the only 9 Inch Nails that came to mind. But it is just like a weird static white noise with maybe. But I tell you what, the best way of describing this is let's put you make a rock song and you layer that on first. Then you layer on some synth noise.
Yeah.
Then you layer on some keyboards. Then you layer on some more different effects. But you keep adding more and more and more until it just sounds like complete garbage.
Oh dear.
Yeah. I came across it this week thinking, oh, there's an album, I'll, give it a
Seems
bash.
interesting.
But, no.
Yeah.
Just, honestly, this worst album this year.
Oh dear, oh dear.
I'm not even going to beat around the bush. Like, I thought Lordy had the worst album this year.
Yeah, I'd forgot about that.
No, this honestly is much worse.
Well, that's a debate we can have in our awards, our yearly awards that we'll do.
Yeah, at the end of the year.
At the end of the year, yeah. Little Christmas special or something.
Author and Punisher with Beastland.
Beastland.
Yes.
Oh dear. Okay, so I won't bother listening to that one then, is that what we're saying?
Basically, nobody needs to listen to that or his previous 4 albums.
What a shining example.
Sorry, we haven't done a bad review in a long time, and I thought this was a prime opportunity.
Yeah, we've had 2 today.
Yeah.
I mean,
from various different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
various standard views.
Well, I've got a slightly more, if that's all you want to say on that, I've got a slightly more positive review.
Go on then, let's go positive.
So I checked out the new album from Basement.
Ah, yes, brilliant.
Yeah. So anyone that doesn't know, Basement are a... they state that they're a melodic hardcore punk influenced band. They're from Ipswich.
Yeah, they are.
Which you would never guess in a million years.
Up north, like.
Unless you knew. If you... Hearing their album, there was no way that you'd go, they're from Ipswich. Or, to be honest, there's not even a huge amount of chances that you'd go, they're British.
To be honest, no.
There's a couple of nods to it that, like, you hear a little bit of that kind of Britpop kind of thing in little tiny smidgens. There's almost like a sprinkling of it. But I mean, they are clearly this sounds like it's Midwestern USA. The bands that I picked up on that I could compare them to would be elements of Blink, elements of Nirvana, elements of the Menzingers, and a whole heap of Jimmy Eat World.
I like it.
Well, this album is fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
It's really, really, really good.
I'm told of brilliant albums. I still need to thank you for last week, for giving me the knowledge of Black Peaks.
It's fabulous, isn't it?
No.
It is fantastic, that album.
That's almost my album of the year, I think.
I mean, I spoke to you, I genuinely, after going away last week, I thought Black Peaks is smashed it. Like, I'm never going to listen to anything like
That's
the rest of this year. I've started listening to that Fucked Up album a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And I love that album now. Yeah. Like,
so
I think it's incredible. But, sorry, I'm getting...
Is Basement's going to be on par with this, or is it just brilliant for its own?
It's brilliant. I mean, okay, so a couple of years ago, I think, last year, when the Menzingers brought out their last album, After the Party, that was, like, if I wanted a kind of melodic rock album, something that I could sing along the choruses to, that was my go-to album. I could not stop listening to it. This is going to be this album for me this year. This is going to be my go-to melodic kind of sing-along rock album. It's fucking brilliant. I mean, this is how... You know how I said about Sylar being syrupy sweet when he sings?
Yeah.
And this is how to write music that is emotional and... that it's emotional, it's sometimes sugary, it's sometimes a bit syrupy, but none of it seems put on, or none of it seems disingenuous. It all seems like it's from an actual place.
Yeah.
Like, all the emotions that are discussed or sung about sound like they're real, like he's lived them. I fucking love it. I really, really love it. The guitars, they're really warm. I mean, it sounds like a kind of... It would be a great soundtrack to driving down Route 66 and just seeing the USA pass by and all the little the little roadside motels and stuff.
That's a great analogy for it.
Yeah, it's lovely. It gives you this lovely feeling. It's all warm. You could imagine yourself sitting there driving on the highway, sunset going, like, it's lovely. The guitars in it they crunch when they need to, like they're rock.
Yeah.
But they've got a really sort of rounded kind of not smooth, but like they've got a lovely rounded warm sound to them, and the bass has got that kind of you know how Blink, like the bass tone in like Blink songs tends to be, it's not sort of thudding and like bah, 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 bah.
No, it's like a harmony sort of thing.
Yeah. It's layered and it's really nice. It gives you this warm fuzzy feeling listening to this album. The opening song, Disconnect, is fucking ginormous.
Oh, really?
It's really good. Genuinely, that song could be... They could play that in front of thousands of people, and by the second time the chorus kicks in, everyone would know every word and be singing it. It's brilliant. Best song, I think, personally, is a song called Stigmata.
Yeah.
Mostly because it's got that kind of hypnotic, kind of rumbly kind of thing that Deftones do.
Yeah.
And the guy who sings, Andrew, his voice is perfect for this. Like, it's warm, it's lovely, it's sort of sweet enough that he can kind of go a bit syrupy, and it doesn't make you gag. But he's also got, like, when he wants to really gravel it up and belt it, he can do that, like, flawlessly.
Yeah, it really gets you the feels.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. I mean, this is... Genuinely, non-rock fans would also be able to really get into this album. Like, if you're not a big rock fan, you like pop music and stuff like that, there's there is so many big hooks and big choruses in this album.
Yeah.
You could easily dig it. But those people who do like Jimmy Eat World and Nirvana and like, I'm not saying like Bleach era Nirvana. I'm thinking more in Euro kind of stuff. But yeah, it's just fucking brilliant. It is just a brilliant album by a fucking brilliant band.
And that's Basement with...
Yeah, the new album's called Beside Myself.
Beside Myself.
Yeah.
I will give that another listen.
Yeah, it's sweet. It's really good.
Awesome. Anyway, so let's go over to Horns Up then.
Yeah, let's do this.
Let's talk about this mammoth album.
Yes.
That is Pearl Jam.
Indeed.
And I'm going to get this out there straight away.
Mm-hmm.
So this was a massive album out in 1991.
Yeah, this is their debut album.
And it came out in the midst of the whole grunge era.
Yeah.
And is being labelled as a massive grunge album.
Yeah.
Like possibly the biggest grunge album to have come out. I'm going to disagree straight away.
I 100% disagree. This is not grunge.
It's not grunge at all. It's too sophisticated to be a grunge album.
Absolutely agree. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think for a debut album from a band, they only had to release this album. That was
insane. It's insane.
This one album for them, like, no disrespect to the stuff they've released after this, but this is essentially their greatest hits album.
It is a greatest hits album. Yeah,
for a debut album.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I'm not the biggest Pearl Jam fan in the world. I haven't I've listened to this album.
I'm not going to lie. I've not listened to many of the albums that followed this.
Yeah, no, I haven't. But I just didn't. I didn't ever feel I needed to.
No, I didn't.
Fuck it, I've got 10.
Yeah.
You can listen to this album on repeat all day and not get sick of it. It's fucking brilliant. The fact that, so this band actually, say it's a debut, it is a debut album obviously, but they're kind of seasoned musicians by the time they got to this point, because the band was actually formed after Mother Love Bone had broken up.
Yeah.
And Jeff Ament and Stone Gossard then added Eddie Vedder and Mike McCready and Dave Grusin to the lineup. And fucking Pearl Jam was born, and this album was born. The fact that this is the first album is fucking unreal.
It is unreal, and for the fact that you have, I think, an album with possibly 6, 7 massive singles.
Mm-hmm.
Where can you go wrong? There is not a moment in this album that it drops.
No. What surprises me is, reading about it, this album didn't take off initially. This album took about a year for them to start having some sort of critical
because
success.
Everybody was too fucking stoned off their fucking heads with grunge music.
Well, I mean, this obviously this was released in 91. This didn't really start building momentum until late 92, and that's kind of off the back of them releasing Even Flow and Jeremy and Alive as singles, and then it started selling, and it never fucking stopped selling.
Yeah,
I was doing a bit of research on it. This album in the US alone went 13 times platinum.
Fuck.
Just in the US.
Just in the US,
they sold 13 million copies of this album.
That's insane.
That is insane numbers. It is, like you said about the greatest hits, it's still their biggest selling album.
And here's the thing. In the US alone, it went 13 times platinum.
Mm-hmm.
But when it first came out, it fell short by one album in the Billboard Top 200. It only reached number 2. And in the UK, it only reached number 18. Which is madness.
Yeah, it's crazy to think.
Whereas this, I have, if people were to say, you have your 100 top albums you must hear before you die, hands down, this is in it.
Yeah, it's in there.
Every time.
100% it's in there, yeah. It's crazy good. It seems silly to say that it's crazy good, because everyone, I'm sure, has heard at least the singles off this album and knows how fucking good it is.
Exactly.
But, yeah, I mean, going back to the kind of grunge type thing, I completely agree with you that this, whilst they were labelled as a grunge band and they came out around the same time, obviously 91, so this came out around the same time as Nevermind. Grunge as a scene, as a genre, is such a weird terminology. Because
there wasn't really anything for it at the time.
It was just, if you take the bands that were labelled as grunge,
Nirvana,
Pearl Jam, people like
Soundgarden, yeah, it's another one. Even Alice in Chains were.
Alice in Chains. Fuck. Right, okay, if you take just those bands, Pearl Jam, Nirvana, Alice in Chains, Soundgarden.
Right, you've got 4 completely different bands in different realms.
Utterly different
and how they were never... Okay, you should never be put into a genre.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that they don't all just come together as an alternative rock, is beside me. I mean, grunge was just Nirvana. Just Nirvana, really. Nirvana was the only band that you could ever really call grunge, because they were never in any category at all.
There were bands before Nirvana that were grunge bands. But the thing is, with grunge, I mean, the whole point of grunge was kind of like people rebelling against that kind of the excess and the flamboyance of hair metal. And sort of the LA strip kind of rock that, not Guns N' Roses so much.
Yeah,
but
so this is all...
by this point, Guns N' Roses were fully in their pomp. Like,
big time.
Fully over the top. Fucking Axl Rose swimming with dolphins in videos and...
Yeah,
like, it
running around in his white shorts.
Yeah, it had got beyond massive and ridiculous and like a circus, basically.
Yeah.
And grunge was the antithesis of that. It was the absolute, like... We don't want fucking guitar heroes and solos left, right and centre.
In today's terminology, would you say that those bands were hipster bands in the day because they didn't want to be seen to be a part of the mainstream?
Yeah, they were definitely a counterculture to what was going on. And that was the point. It's punk. Punk comes in various different...
I mean, this is a big thing. I know, especially for Nirvana, they were fully coming off the back of punk.
Yeah.
They were always influenced by bands such as Killing Joke.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Whereas, when you listen to Mother Love Bone and then compare it to Pearl Jam, again, 2 different things.
Mm-hmm.
But for this gave such a more sophisticated sound. It wasn't just a case of, let's make a lot of noise.
Mm-hmm.
This was, let's actually do songs with structure.
Oh, 100%.
And let's tell a story.
Yeah, 100%. I was reading a little bit about this, actually, talking about the story. A lot of these songs started as basically jams.
Yeah.
It was the band jamming, and then Eddie Vedder came in afterwards and put lyrics over the top. So most of the songs were done and dusted, basically, by the time Eddie Vedder kind of sang on them.
Yeah.
I mean, musically, this isn't a grunge album. Like, the Guitar Hero levels of shredding and fucking solos on this album are obscene.
Oh, like, big time.
The guitaring on this album it cannot be understated how many fucking riffs there are on this album.
The whole album is just full of riffs.
It's... Mike McCready and Stone Gossard are absolute guitar heroes.
Oh, like, easy. Hands down.
Level guitar heroes. And you don't hear nearly enough of people saying they're up there with the likes of Slash. Like, because they weren't... The part about Pearl Jam that was grunge, I suppose, is the fact that they were just a band. They weren't personalities like Guns N' Roses. They didn't have they weren't cartoon characters like Guns N' Roses.
No, it's far from it.
They were just guys who wore
everyday
plaid
clothing.
shirts, and baggy jeans.
Just come straight out of work.
Yeah, and played fucking great stadium-sized rock songs from album 1.
Yeah.
I mean, to write a song like even flow
Even
on your first attempt
it's huge.
Is ridiculous.
Yeah, and this album also at the time looked into like not political, but day-to-day events that happen.
Yeah.
So Jeremy was about a young lad called Jeremy Wade Dale, who shot himself in front of his classmates. And off the back of that, it's such a powerful song.
100%. I mean, a lot of the lyrical themes and stuff on this album are like Eddie Vedder. Eddie Vedder's always been, he's kind of a bit of a social. He's very socially involved. He likes, and politically, I suppose, as well. He's got a lot of fairly hard and fast views on the way society is.
Oh, big time.
There's a lot of commentary on how people treat each other and live, and kind of a modern day hippie, I suppose, in some respects. But he's not scared of talking about like the songs. He's not scared about singing about depression. And
no,
he's not singing about fucking real life shit.
Yeah,
like
one of my favourite song off this album, because it sends you on a complete journey, is Black. That song alone is about first relations and stuff like that, and it's where he's really showed his like strong emotions. That one song alone, even today, really hits you right in the feels.
Oh yeah, 100%. This is definitely and this isn't an album like most grunge is like. Most grunge albums are kind of snotty and like they've got that kind of, I don't know, like Nirvana always, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not having a fucking pop at Nirvana, but Kurt Cobain, his lyrics and his sort of songs always sound a little bit kind of like teen angst mixed with
I think that's what
mixed with depression.
I think that's what it was at the time. This was the start of teen angst.
Well, I agree that like Nirvana and stuff were, but this is nothing like that. Like Eddie Vedder's.
Yeah, well, this is like more. I would say this was more teen angst for the more sophisticated person.
I think this is a really intelligent, really spot on social commentary. Like, he's talking about fucking depression and suicide and things like that before it was cool to do it. Before it was like, people always go on about how Jonathan Davis, like from Korn, was kind of broke the mold for metal because he was able to sing about depression.
When you talk
and things
metal,
like that.
yes.
For metal, yes, because it had pomp and circumstance.
Yeah.
And before that, and like the devil and whereas he made it very insular. Eddie Vedder did the same thing in 1991. Like he was singing about real shit, real people, real stuff.
Oh, big time.
I have got one beef with Eddie Vedder.
That he has such a beautiful voice.
He has got a wonderful voice, but it's his fucking fault that for the entire mid-90s, every single singer on the planet forgot that consonants were a thing. Everyone just sang in vowels.
Yeah.
You ended up getting Creed.
I know what you're saying.
Creed. People like that going, just E's and O's everywhere. It's your fucking fault, Vedder.
I don't know if I want to leave it on that because this is such a great album, but
it's fantastic. Yeah.
It is,
and not only is it a great album, it has influenced so much. Like,
without a doubt.
And also, do you know, like not just from the point of view of this album, but what a fucking hero like Eddie Vedder is. Like I know he's got to the point. They've all got to the point where they're kind of older, and whenever people get kind of to that point in their careers, there is a tendency to go, fucking hell, like look at the old granddad sort of like trying to be cool. But Eddie Vedder is cool because he never fucking tried to be like, and he still hasn't. He still sounds fucking great. Like, and he still hasn't changed or softened on like politically and stuff like that. Like, I mean, it was basically Eddie Vedder and his constant like the West Memphis Three. They're like the three lads like 3 lads that got imprisoned and falsely accused and imprisoned for, and one of them was on death row for murdering those 3 lads back in the 90s. It was fucking Eddie Vedder that spearheaded the campaign to keep their case going and keep the money coming in so they could fight it. And that's before fucking Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. You know, he was putting on concerts and God knows what to try and keep. The man's just a fucking hero.
He is a hero. And as I say, I can't think of anybody with a better voice.
No, he has got a fucking great voice.
Yeah.
Like, and I dare anyone to go and listen to like a live and not
feel.
Well,
it is a song from me that you feel deep down. Yeah.
I was also going to say I challenge anyone to try and listen to any song on this fucking album without peeling out air guitar solos left, right, and centre.
Oh god, yeah, big time.
Oh yeah,
and that's it.
Yeah, so that's our little
ramble.
Ramble about Pearl Jam 10.
Right.
It might be one of the greatest fucking debuts of all time. I mean, it's got to be up there with.
I think easily.
It's got to be up there with Appetite for Destruction and. Like, I can't think of many debuts that are bigger or better than this album.
No, I think it hands down has to be one of the best debut albums ever.
Yeah, we might have to do that as a little special sometime. Do a little
debut albums.
Debut album, yeah, top 10 debut albums.
We'll do that.
Yeah.
And on that note, we'll leave it till next week.
Indeed, yeah.
And we will pick 2 albums.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I think for me, I've seen that Atreyu's got a new album out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I think we'll have to give that a little listen to for next week.
Definitely.
And I don't know about you, but I've just been looking at the list.
Okay.
And there's one band that stick out.
Oh, Iron Reagan, yes.
With their new EP.
Yeah, definitely. We'll review. I've already downloaded it, ready to go. So yeah, definitely. We'll have a little.
lesson.
Next week you can hear us ramble on about
Atreyu and Iron Reagan.
And whatever else it is that we find during the week that you want to hear us. Well, I'll fucking bang on about whether nobody wants to hear me or not.
Then that's how it will be.
Yeah.
Sorted. Right then.
Oh, and just to let you know, we're better than you because we've got Razorcast mugs.
We do.
So.
And if you want a Razorcast mug, let us know.
Indeed, yeah.
Awesome. Right.
Follow us on all the socials.
On everything.
And obviously, I was going to say where you can get the podcast, but you're listening to it. So you know.
And
so well done you.
And just in case you do want to listen to it again, we also are on iTunes,
Spotify,
YouTube.
Podbean. Yeah. Well done for discovering it. You're like an Indiana Jones of the podcast world.
And we'll leave it there.
Yeah.
Later all.